everyone, happy Wind Down Wednesday. If you don't know, I am Sistah Scifi, and I am working. I'm CEO and founder of Sistah Scifi, and today I'm working hard to make Wednesday your new favorite day of the week. Hey everyone! So let me know how your Wednesday has been. We have Cerece Rennie Murphy on as a special guest, who is an amazing Black speculative fiction writer and also the CEO and founder of Virtuous Con. So she'll be talking about both of those things. So I will send Cerece my invite. Yes. Okay, that's been sent. So while we wait for Cerece to join us, let me know how your week is. Oh, wow. Not you.
No, I'm like, whoa, that was quick.
I saw your email. I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. But it worked really nicely. How have you been this week?
Oh, man. First of all, hey, dear, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh, man, it's been a busy week. It's been a crazy week, but a good week. Lots of good things happening. How about you?
Oh, I like good things. I'm here for good things.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so let's start. I did like a high level intro before I let you on, but give us the intro. Tell us who you are. What's fun about you?
Everybody, happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Cerece Rennie Murphy, and I am a lot of things. I am a Washingtonian, born and raised in D.C. For anybody who's out there that's from D.C., that's right. I am a mother of 2 children. I am, a nonprofit fundraiser by day and an indie sci-fi fantasy author and the founder of Virtuous Con by night. I'm a lifelong lover of sci-fi and fantasy, and I'm thrilled to be here with you all today.
I love it. I'm going to take, there's so many ways to go from that. Let's actually start with, you've written a lot. So tell us the titles that you've written.
Oh my gosh. Well, the first book that I ever wrote was called Order of the Seers, which is book 1 in the Order of the Seers trilogy. So there are 3 books, The Red Order and The Last Seer. And then I wrote that is an intense sci-fi about a group of people who can see the future and they're enslaved for that ability. And the book's all about how they escape that organization that's trying to exploit their gift, reclaim their power, and start fighting back. Hello, everybody. And it was so intense that at the end of that book, I had to write a romance. So I wrote an historical romance called To Find You, which is about 2 souls trying to find each other through time. And it takes place in 4 different time periods. Yeah. It starts out in 1750s Ghana and moves to pre-colonial India, Pearl Harbor during the bombing in World War II, and a futuristic Washington, D.C. Yes. So that's how far left I needed to go after the intensity of Order of the Seers. And then after that, I wrote a children's book with my son, a series called Ellis and the Magic Mirror. And there's Ellis and the Hidden Cave and Ellis and the Cloud Kingdom, which just came out in October of this year. And it's all about a little boy who discovers a magic mirror and finds out that there are trolls hanging out at his school trying to stop kids from learning. Yes, and the book takes you on a journey as Ellis, his little sister Freddie, and his best friend Toro go into the forest to find out what the trolls are up to and stop what they have planned. So lots of action, adventure, and fun, and it's fully illustrated in color. And that was a wonderful, wonderful journey to write with my son, who was 6 when we started. And yeah, so it was just an incredible privilege to write a book with him. And then after that, I wrote a fantasy duology called The Wolf Queen, which is about a young woman who discovers she's part of an ancient legacy of sorcerers, and she needs to reclaim that tradition if she's going to overthrow an evil ruler who's trying to take over her land. The great thing about the book is it's set in a mythical ancient Northeast Africa, and the language and culture is inspired by Ethiopia and Amharic. And that was just a lot of fun and just lots of magical creatures and adventure going on in that book. And then I wrote a short story collection after that called Between Two Seas, and that's probably my latest adult release. And it's 4 short stories, everything from a murderous fairy fantasy to a sci-fi western, but each story features transformation or transition in some powerful way. And that's
I love it.
rundown.
love it. So I dropped the link to your website for people who want to know more. Timothy says hi. Hi, Timothy. Great. Galatia also says, good evening, kings. Oh, queens. Thank you for that. Good evening to you, too. That's so impressive. So I mean, I'm sure you get that all the time, but I'm just like, that is so wildly impressive. I just have to like, dang, that's so impressive. And I was like, wow, that sounds good, and that sounds good. I'm most familiar with the Wolf Queen series, so I'll pause there for those of you who are watching. Like, what have y'all read? What did y'all enjoy? By Cerece. So while we wait for those comments, because I've learned there's like a couple minute delay.
Yeah.
So you're an established author, you're a nonprofit fundraiser, and you're doing all this, and you're like, I'm gonna start a virtual conference.
That's right.
You're like, I ain't got enough to do in the day.
Problems. I have problems. Yeah, I had so much free time. I was like, you know what would be good? To start a virtual sci-fi convention. That would be good.
But no, walk me through what's the origin story? I love origin stories. So you were like sitting at home and you're like, I got all this free time. I'm gonna start Virtuous Con. I doubt that's how it went, but
it was, you know what? March 23rd, 2020 is when I woke up. I was starting a new job. It was the first week that our kids were home from the pandemic because school had just shut down. And I woke up with the idea to start an online sci-fi convention. And at that point, I looked up in the sky and I turned to God. I said, are you crazy? Like, does it look like I don't have anything to do? And just thought, there's no way I could do this. I don't even update my phone. Like, how can I start an online sci-fi convention? But really, the idea sort of sat in my head and marinated as 2020 rolled on and became such a heartbreaking year. And it's not that the killing of unarmed Black people is new. That's not new. But the concentration of it, the swell of it, the brutality of it, the visualization of it was just so powerful. And it was so heartbreaking in a deeper way than it had ever been. Mm-hmm. And I really began to feel despair about what I would tell my children, you know, because they're here. I'm trying to raise like the best kids I can in a country that does not seem to want them at times. And like but I can't give them a message of despair. I have to give them a message of hope. And I thought, how do I do that? And I was really praying about that and thinking about that. And at the same time, my refuge was independent creators, Black independent creators, who were creating just such amazing stories of light and brilliance and beauty and just really encompassing the community of Black people that I know, that is vibrant, that is not mad, bad, or sad, right? That is joyful, that is innovative, that is, you know, full of wonder and hope and joy. And I thought, how can we get those stories out into the world more powerfully? At the same time as I was asking myself, well, what do I tell my children? How do I survive this moment? I remembered that our ancestors have suffered far more than I ever will because of their sacrifices. And how they did that was no matter what was going on around them and who was trying to put them down, they built, they invested in their community, they elevated. And I thought, combining that love of stories and that inspiration that I was getting from my fellow independent creators and this idea of building, the idea for an online sci-fi convention came back to me. And that time I was ready for it. I was like, this is what I can do. This is what I can do to build my community, to put out these stories that are not mad, bad, sad, that are actual, accurate, wonderful reflections of the community that I know. And that is really what put the fire behind me for starting Virtuous Con.
I love it. I love it. I love it. There's so much I want to respond to. And before I do that, I want to respond to the comments. Oh, so
Oh, hold on, let me take off the glasses.
yeah, so Akatu Noir, I
Yes,
probably mispronounced that. I
dang.
apologize. They're here. ZZ Claiborne says, hi, sci-fi goddesses. Hey, ZZ. The Blurt Girl, Karama is here. And she says, Cerece is an amazing writer. Everyone buy her books, buy all the books, and
So
come to Virtuous Con. And then Chilua says, I already bought all the books, already done read all the books. I'm waiting for Cerece to write more books so I can buy more books.
I'm working on something now. But all my readers know I'm slow. I'm slow. Slow as molasses.
Yeah.
But it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait.
So yeah. So I wanted to lay that out there. And I love, so bringing in the comments. Thank you for the comments. If you have any questions, drop them in. I can read the comments and do this now. Oh, wait, we have one more comment. Akata Noir says, we love what you're doing. They love Virtuous Con. And designer Jess Hayes says, my hero and my inspiration.
Oh,
Best read. So, yes.
Jesse was one of the first people when I shared this idea of creating this virtual space. And Jesse was the first person who was like, yeah, let's do this. I didn't know how I was going to do it. He was like, I will help you. We'll figure it out. And then Karama was the second who was like, you're crazy. This is a brilliant idea, but you're crazy. Make sure you get your business license, trademark your stuff, and then we'll talk. So really, it's wonderful to have Jesse and Karama on because they were here from really the very beginning when I was just talking about this idea and creating this space that had a really interactive capacity. So that at the time, you'll remember there were all these virtual conventions where you were, doing great panels, but then when it came to the vendors, when it came to the artists, there were these links. And you just have to click on the link. You wouldn't get to meet anybody. You wouldn't get to talk to anybody. And as an independent creator, I immediately, I go to a lot of conventions. I know that's not going to work.
Right.
To be an independent creator means that pretty much nobody knows who you are. How you sell your work, how you share your work is by telling your story, interacting with people, finding common ground and interests. So I knew I needed a virtual space where we could do this.
Yeah.
And you could click on something that would allow you to buy directly from the artist as we're talking. And that is really what we were able to create with Virtuous Con. And that's when I knew I had something.
Yeah, something. Yes, I remember vetting the first year of the con. And it was really interactive. And that's so different from, I virtual vended at a lot of conferences. Like Afropunk was virtual. It was different. They did not have that experience. And then also Essence, I think 2 years ago was virtual. Yeah. And also did not have that experience. So I'm bringing more stuff in from the chat. Timothy is like, I'm going to check out all the books from the library app, which is exciting. And ZZ Claiborne says, designer Jess is the bomb. And Great Galacio says, thank you, Cerece, for being an amazing author and for creating Virtuous Con. Best con ever.
Oh, that's just, well, the artists and the fans, and that's really the reason behind the name, Virtuous Con. It speaks to the virtuous circle that I've experienced as an independent creator, of independent artists helping each other, of fans supporting artists and artists supporting fans. It's just this incredibly generous community, this virtuous circle. And that's really where the name comes from, because that's been my experience. I don't know what I would do if it wasn't for my community of independent creators. I'd be lost. So it's been wonderful to hear. Thank you, whoever said that.
Yeah. Let me drop in the link for Virtuous Con before I do something else. And the 2023 Virtuous Con is coming up.
Yes, it's the 25th and 26th of this month. So happy Black History Month, everybody. We are going to be celebrating with just met with the team last night. Just an incredible lineup of artists, guests. We've got producers, we've got New York Times bestselling authors, we've got, great minds and thinkers and philosophy and how how we exist in this world as Black people. And we've got comic book creators who are amazing. And like, there's just this wide, wonderful, crazy collection of people that represent the brilliance of who we are. And we try to do it every year. And I say this every year, but this is really like the best show we've ever done. I cannot wait for you guys to see these panels and these artists. Oh my gosh. We have so many wonderful returning artists, and we have some new artists too that literally we have just so many incredible talents. You can buy earrings, you can buy art, you can buy comics, you can buy books, you can buy apparel, like you can buy all the things from all incredible independent creators who are at the top of their game in every genre and every field. And you can buy directly from them. So please come. We have 35 artists now. So it's floors. It's actually virtual floors. So we have 4 virtual floors full of independent creators just waiting to introduce their amazing stuff. I'm going to spend all my money. All my money.
Yeah. I mean, you had me, honestly, at earrings. So I'm down. So I was like, oh, earrings? Bet. So yeah, I'm here for it. So the theme for this year's Virtuous Con is creating our reality.
Yeah.
What? Okay, I'm trying to, like, did I miss any? No. What does that mean to you, and what does that mean to the Virtuous Con team? Understanding that they're two separate entities. I was walking down the street once, and somebody was like, Sistah Scifi. I was like, cute, but my first name is not Sistah, and my last name is definitely not Sci-Fi. Like,
you're a person. No, you know what? It's been a beautiful alignment, and that's one of the things that I'm so humbled by the experience of building Virtuous Con is it becomes more than me. What I thought Virtuous Con would be is nothing like what it actually is. And that's because of the team that I have, of people who bring their own perspective into everything and just make it greater than I ever could have imagined. So originally I was thinking creating our reality is really about how we build and move forward as a people. We're always creating our reality, despite the narrative the alternative narrative that is constantly being fed and pushed, that we are mad, bad, and sad at all times. Independent creators do that in putting out a new vision of us in comics and books, but also it's about how we keep our headspace and our focus so that we can be in a space of creation. We can be in a space of aspiration as opposed to depression and defeatism, which is really what, we're often sold as what our lot should be in life. But it's also about what's happening with TV and film producers, starting their own production companies so that they can literally create and tell a story that speaks to the reality of who we are. It's about the renaissance of Black entrepreneurship that is happening on a scale that is just so exciting. I can buy my fancy watch, my fancy bag, and my toilet paper from all Black-owned companies. And that is becoming more and more true. And just what does that mean for us in terms of creating a new economic reality for us? That is, so it's encompassing both the speculative fiction aspects and very much the sort of day-to-day, how are Black people creating a new reality for
yes. And at first I was like, what's the fancy watch brand? And I was like, no, I know the fancy watch brand because I saw them on Shop Black.
That's right.
So yes.
Yeah. Benson by Marcel is going to be at our convention talking about him starting this luxury watch brand. And I've been following him on Shop Black for years and years and years. It's just such an inspiring story. But we have so many other businesses coming that are, just talking about really what it means to scale our economic power. Amen.
100%.
Amen.
So for those of you who don't know Shop Black, I'm about to gift you with the link, and you can thank me later.
Yes.
And you can get your whole life. The link to Virtuous Con is on there. And the first Martian film says, we're so happy to have learned of Virtuous Con, are excited to hear more about it tonight from Cerece. So I'm excited. So this is I'm like on the guest site now. There are a lot of amazing folks, and I'm just going to say people who resonate with me.
Yes, please.
Right. So there's Sheree Renee Thomas,
Yeah.
who was on the live in the past, like once directly, and once I was talking to another author, and she was in the background. It was so cute. I was like, I'm gonna hang out with y'all. So Leslie Penelope, I love The
Amazing.
Monsters We Defy, Kaylin Byron, Veronica Henry, who will be on a future Sister Sci-Fi Wind Down Wednesday. I don't know if I posted about that yet, so y'all get to be the first to know that she will be on a future Wind Down Wednesday. Akila Cooper, who's a television and film writer.
Yes.
So yeah, those are just some of like quickly going through no particular order.
Yeah.
Of folks. Oh, Deshauna Spencer. Okay. I don't know. I love all of them. I'm really excited about Deshauna Spencer. I love Quelly TV. So okay. I'll stop there.
We're just so okay. So I it's just like I said, it's just this amazing collection of people who are putting out expansive narratives about us in every possible way. So we have, Deshauna Spencer, who literally created her own network to showcase expansive stories of Black people across the world. And it is amazing. And so I'm just excited to hear her story. I'm excited for other people to learn, because that's the thing. It's about, I'm a fan first, so I'm like digging into all of this and like loving it. But what I'm most excited about is sharing this with other people, because I want everyone to know that this richness of expression of Black people, of Black culture, is out there. You don't have to consume the rubbish. You can consume things that feed you and edify you and build you up and inspire you to be your best self and live your own, contribute your own gift to the world. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we want to put forth. And that is coming in, gangbusters. Yeah.
I'm always excited for Virtuous Con, but like and we've talked before, but for some reason I'm just like, it's like for some reason right now it's clicking. So I'm really excited. Going back to Virtuous Con, what do you want people to do right now? Do you want them to sign up? Do you want them to tweet about it? Do you want them? Yeah. What's the action you want them to do right now?
Go to virtuouscon.com, click on buy a ticket, and buy a ticket. It's $10 for both days of the show. So,
snap.
Yeah. I'm sorry?
No, I'm like, snap. That's great. Like,
right. So it's
buy a ticket for you, buy a ticket for your bestie.
8 hours of programming and some exceptional programming. And then you get to meet, greet, talk with, and support 35 independent creators all day for 2 days straight. So that's the first thing. Please come and join us. Buy a ticket. Second thing, share it with someone. Share it on IG, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, whatever you do. Share it with somebody. Bring somebody along. Buy somebody a ticket. And come and just be inspired. Be inspired. That's what I would love you to do.
What if I'm a teacher or a member of a church, or I want to bring my book club? What's the best way to do that?
Oh my gosh. You will have so much fun. We have fantasy panels. We have sci-fi panels. We have authors coming in our vendor floor. You're just going to have such a great time if you come. So that's right. Make it a book club. And, everyone can go to a different panel and then report back in your book club about a new author that you learned about or a new thing that you want to try. So yeah, that's what you should do with your book club. Everybody should go buy a ticket, and then you're responsible, send 2 folks to scope out the vending room, send 2 folks to one panel room and 2 folks to the other. We have the Octavia Butler and the Dwayne McDuffie panel rooms, and both of those are going to be filled all day. So, and then you guys can switch up, because then you'll see different things, and then you can talk about that in your book club.
Oh, brilliant. Yes, I'm going. I'm gonna get a ticket. I'm gonna get a ticket for me and one of my platonic partners, and that's what we're gonna spend the weekend doing. And it's
Scope out the
like, yes, I don't know why I haven't already done this in my life, but that sounds amazing.
That's all right.
What?
That's all right. You're gonna do it now. See,
Yes.
we're talking about it. See, I'm giving you ideas of what you're gonna do.
And I'm like, I'm set. I can see it. I see the vision. So, I love the way you took the hardship and the craziness of 2020 and made something beautiful. So forgive me in advance for bringing up something negative. So Kindred was canceled. All the negative things going on. That's what I'm talking about. Kindred was canceled.
But I know you loved it. I know you loved it, and you were in the middle of the controversy of it. Yes, and the beauty and the despair of it. Yes, you were in.
Yeah. I mean, I was excited to see an adaptation of an Octavia Butler work. Mm-hmm. I was excited for more people to like get to know her work. Yeah. You know, and it was like everybody would tell me what they didn't like about the show. I was like, that's fair. I am talking about it a lot.
Let's drop a tear in the comments for everybody who's sad about this, because Isis needs this right now. She needs a little solidarity. She's in her feelings about it. Everybody drop a little tear.
Yes, even if you didn't like the show, drop a tear
for
me.
Tear for Isis, because she really needs the solidarity right now. Well, I have a little bit of good news about that. So I'm going to be interviewing Waniri Kayu, who is the director who is going to be adapting Wild Seed. And so one of the questions, yes, she is a guest at Virtuous Con.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask her about that. See, that can be that. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So I'm going to ask her where we are with the screen adaptation of that. And hopefully we will have some good news about that. So there you go. So yeah.
Yeah, because that Wild Seed is array, so that's good. Because I heard that Juvie has moved their production deal to one something. And I was like, what does that mean for? I was like, that's great, but what does that mean for the stuff that y'all supposed to make? So.
Well, you know, and this is one of the things I'm hoping to talk about in the producers panel that we're going to have, because it's one thing to have your creation. It's a whole other thing to get that creation financed and then put on what you would consider sort of popular network, television, which is why it's so important that we have our own streaming services like Play TV. That's why it's important that we understand how we can support the people who are trying to bring these expansive narratives to the screen. It's important that even if we're not loving every aspect of it, that we support the things that do make it to the screen.
I agree. 100%.
All of that.
I'm there with you.
It's coming, and that's one of the questions I'm going to ask her, because Wild Seed is one of my favorite books of all time. So, yes.
I mean, yeah. And it's so nuanced and complicated.
It is.
Like, I applaud her in advance, because I'm so excited about the work she's doing. And somebody was like, oh, Isis, here's like $100 billion of that Wild Seed. I'm like, can I just have somebody else? I'd be so scared. Right? But true. I'm glad that they're doing it, because I want somebody to do it. I would just be scared, because I'm a really anxious person. So I will be tuning into that.
But Waniri is she's up to the challenge. She's up to the challenge. I've admired
100%. And I want to do a quick Google search before. Yes. And so Waniri is also super talented. So Waniri did one of my favorite African sci-fi shorts, Pumzi.
If you have not seen it,
please,
if you have
go watch it.
Let me tell you, they got sort of like a grainy, not so great version of it on YouTube. It doesn't even matter. I can't even tell you literally how many times I've watched Pumzi. It is genius. It is what she does in, what is it, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's 15 minutes. It is just, it's genius. I'm so that's my introduction to Waneri, and I cannot wait. I'm gonna try not to like geek out and just be like, yeah, I love you.
Like, please. So she did Kumsi, she did
Rafiki, yeah.
Which was also great. Like, I took a bunch of people to watch that when it was at, I think, Frameline in Seattle. No, Frameline is in San Francisco. $3 bill in Seattle. And that was great. People loved it. So
yeah,
I'm excited about what they will do for Wild Seed. And I think my biggest concern about Kindred is that if that was successful, it would slow down the production of the other stuff.
Yeah.
And so, like my excitement about Kindred is like, oh, we'll get to the other stuff faster, right? Yeah, no. So yeah, but I think there's just a whole another level of excitement for me, like books like Wild Seed and Dawn, right?
Absolutely, and if hopefully people understand the nuance of that, because it's not all one story of Black people, right?
No, yeah.
And so hopefully they're not interpreting it that way, and understanding that Octavia Butler has an amazing catalog of unique and very different stories featuring Black people. And just because one of those didn't work doesn't mean the others won't work. Exactly. We are not a monolith at all, and neither are the stories. And that couldn't be more true than with Octavia Butler. So, I hope that they understand the breadth of story that they have with such an amazing legacy.
How did you get her as part of Virtuous Con? Like, was it like you sent an email and she was like that, or like,
This was a personal connection that I didn't even realize was happening. We were working with a publicist who happened to have worked with her on another project, and when they learned about Virtuous Con, it's like, you should definitely know about this. And she learned about it and was excited to spend some time with us. But it's just incredible. That's what it is.
I love it. So for nothing else, please register right now so we can all listen to that panel. Yeah. And just let her know, like, we're all, even if you're scared about it, we're all dying. I'm dying for this Wild Seed television adaptation. Yeah. So just say you're excited for me.
Tell us what we need to do, who we need to start emailing,
right?
What GoFundMe we need to support, all of the things. Absolutely. So it's gonna be, and if there's a question that if you follow her and like her amazing work, she has some stuff on Netflix too. Look Both Ways, which is a really, really interesting story, examining sort of different paths of life choices. I'm not going to give it away, but it's wonderful. She directed that, and also called The Thing About Jellyfish as well.
What?
I think it's called it's an adaptation of a book. I think it's called The Thing About Jellyfish. So anyway, but those are two of her recently directed movies that are on Netflix. And you can also check out Rafiki, and you can also check out Kumsi. She's just amazing. Just amazing.
I'm looking at The Thing About Jellyfish.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't, but I don't watch a lot of movies. And I see Look Both Ways. So, okay. I'm excited. So,
let me know if you have any questions. You're going to be able to put them in the comments when you come and watch the interview at Virtuous Con, and we'll pick some from the audience. So, yeah.
I'm gonna be so excited just watching it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just want to, honestly, I just want to know all the things about Wild Seed. I'm gonna be like, like Sistah Scifi, we love to do fan casts. So I'm like, I'm gonna do the Instagram fan cast, right? Like, who should play who, right? I think maybe there might be one out there already.
So yeah, like who's she thinking about casting for?
Maybe
We'll see.
you just want her to tell us everything. Okay, well, we'll
Everything.
see how far
What I really want is, when is it going to be live?
I
Like,
know. We'll see how far we can get with that, with her telling us all the things. We'll see.
right, right. But no, that's super exciting. Okay.
It truly is.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, okay. So we talked. So that actually does make me feel much better about Kindred. So thank you about that. Thank you for holding space for me, even though you're the.
I know we have talked about this. I know it's deep in your heart.
But I mean, like, Wild Seed is coming, Dawn is coming, and
Absolutely.
yeah, it'll be good.
And what gives me more hope than anything is that we more and more are gaining the power to tell our own stories. So not just sitting there saying, oh, well, hopefully somebody will value our story. We are valuing our story. We are gathering power around telling our stories. We are gathering financing around telling our stories, and it will happen.
It
It will
definitely happen.
We are putting ourselves in the places to make it happen. And so we don't have to hope. If it's a priority, we'll do what we've always done, which is get it done.
Hey. Yes, we will.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. So my next question is the Summer Workshop Series 2023. It's a writing workshop series. Is this new? Or did I just?
No. So last summer was the first year that we did it. One of the things that we learned from, we do surveys of all of our guests and, try to get their interests and understand who's coming to our events so we can serve them better. And one of the amazing things that we learned is that a lot of our attendees are interested in writing. And so we thought, okay, we can do something about that this summer. So we started a summer writing workshop series, 8 sessions taught by, everyone from Leslie Penelope to Tananarive Due and Stephen Barnes, to Regina Sawyer, to just so many. We had Greg Burnham so we had, if you wanted to write comics, we had somebody who could teach you about that. If you wanted to write screenplay, we had somebody who could teach you about that. If you wanted to write fiction, children's books, we had, somebody talk about that. So it was a wide sort of ranging, but each session was 2 hours. It was about an hour and 15 minutes of instruction and like 45 minutes of Q&A. So you could really go in, because I love the Q&A, right? That's when you get to hear why people are really there. They get to ask their own personal question and walk away with something that they can really hold. Folks gave out workshops, handouts and all kinds of stuff so people could take away that information and really implement it. So it was really wonderful. It was sponsored by KDP. I have to say that because they helped us pay the bills for that. So we really just appreciate it. But it was a wonderful experience. We are absolutely doing it again this summer. Don't ask me who we're going to have because I need to get through the end of this month at Virtuous Con. But around April, we'll start to really solidify with the team what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, whether or not we're going to focus on screenwriting this time, or if we're going to focus on some other type of writing. So, but I think it would probably, I don't know, we'll see, but we're going to have it again. And it's just a way of, again, just helping to make these incredible creators, bring these incredible creators and these fans together to help build the next generation of storytellers.
It's also all virtual?
Yes, it's all virtual. Yeah, because I love, there's so many in-person conventions that are focused on Black and Brown creators that are doing an amazing job. Go to Blurred Con, all the cons, But what I really love about being in the virtual space is, number one, the barrier to entry for everybody is much lower. We're able to keep our vendor fees, relatively low. We're able to keep our attendee ticket prices relatively low, and we can have folks from all over the world come and interact, and everybody is in their living room. Everybody's at their desk.
Right.
Artists don't have to buy a whole bunch of stock to be able to exhibit at our event. They can really, tailor what they're selling to what they already have or what they're comfortable getting. And so I love that. And I want to keep that. I want to keep that, especially if we can keep it interactive, which we were able to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So the first Martian film, do you know them?
Let's see.
They said
people
that,
hey, I was
yeah,
following them the other day. It was really interesting. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're happy to help with screenwriting education needs. So
Oh,
you
thank
might
you.
have one instructor like
There
that.
you go. We already got one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, yeah. So now we're talking about Virtuous Con. We're all excited about Virtuous Con. We've all registered for Virtuous
Yeah.
Con. I'm excited. I'm about to register and get 2 tickets. And it's okay for you to be like, no, sis, I'm talking about Virtuous Con right now. What's next for you after? I know you're working on another book. What are the projects? What are the projects you're working on right now?
Okay, so I'm working on 2 projects right now. Oh, and I could talk about Virtuous Con all night. Yeah, I can talk about, so don't worry. You don't ever have to worry about me. Yeah, I could go on and on and on. So personally, as an author, I'm working on 2 projects. First is a collection of 5 short stories, a children's book collection that has literally been a decade in the making. I did the outline for it 10 years ago. And it's 5 short stories, and each one is different and features some aspect of it's called Magic in the Everyday, 5 Tales of Magic in the Everyday. And it's about the magic of having children in your life and recognizing the magic that they bring to your life, even through stressful times. The story came to me or the first story, The Dragon Slayer, came to me. My son at the time was like 3.5, and he was so much. He was so much. And I was losing my sense of humor. Like, I was just tense all the time, And he had done something that was just really wearing me out. I sent him up to his room, time out, this, that, and the other. I thought, okay, Cerece, come on. There's something funny about this. Like, there's something funny about this, I swear. And I was like, if this was a fantasy story, what would this be? And immediately the story came to me about this little boy who every time he got upset, a dragon would appear that would have a temper tantrum and, ruin his room, or, have a fit at the playground. And the little boy doesn't realize that he is the dragon.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And the story is about, because this is what children actually do. They slay their own dragon. They learn self-control. So the story is called, the first story that came to me was The Dragon Slayer. And
I love it.
So, and each story is kind of like that. So, so that book it's written, and I am looking for illustrators and working with illustrators, and hopefully it'll be out for October.
Okay.
And I'm really excited about that. And the next book, so that's for children and adults, because it's sort of reflective in that way that I think adults can enjoy. And
but
then
I just want to pause. So Cerece has a really great children's book. It's going to be a picture book. It's 3 short stories. She's looking for illustrator. So I know people sometimes like to slide up in my DMs like, oh, is Sistah Scifi looking for an artist illustrator? I'm like, I know. So if you're one of those people,
yes,
this is the time. Shoot your shot.
Yes. Link to your work, because it's 5 stories, and I have 2 illustrators right now, and but it's 3 to go. So you
Okay.
repeat that. So yeah, and I'm really excited, but I don't draw at all. So yes. Anywho, so that is the one story, and then my adult story is sort of a steampunk murder mystery love story about a demon, about a nun who is training to be a demon slayer, and then ends up falling in love with a demon.
Oh, I love it. So I'm right now in my life, because I'm blameless for anything about demons or Satan. I'm here for it, right? So I'm like, Like, but I really blame Netflix and Lucifer. Okay,
Anybody who's
so
going to hell, I'm kind of down for that right now. That's all right. All right. We're gonna talk
I mean,
offline. We're gonna talk offline, girl. I'm here for you.
yeah, I mean, when I said that, I was like, that sounds crazy. But like, anyway, we'll talk about it later. So great. Galeko says that they'll reach out to expect a DM from Great Galeko about
Oh yeah.
children's book illustration.
Mm-hmm.
And then ZZ Claiborne says people do not sleep on Cerece's stories. So we being told not to sleep. We staying wide awake. I'm here for it.
All right. Yes, so that is going to take me a minute. It's definitely more than one book, and it is absolutely one of the most complex stories I've ever tried to tell. I'm loving it's coming slowly, so slowly, but I'm loving every single word. So, yeah. Hey, my sister's on here. Hey, Lonnie.
Oh, is that Black Barbie Soul Edition?
That is right.
Okay.
That is my sister.
I love
Hey, Monica.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So we have about 7 minutes left. So I'll move into my second favorite part of this.
Okay.
My first favorite part is everything we've done thus far. My second favorite part is this or that. So I ask you this or that, and you respond rapid fire, and then we talk about what you chose.
Okay.
I recycle a lot of the questions, so I apologize in advance. And if you're on the chat, feel free to answer in the chat. Okay, so the first this or that, it's usually always my first this or that, Luke Cage or Black Lightning?
Black Lightning.
Oh, good, because that's what I always choose. But that answer is about 50-50. Why Black Lightning?
Okay, it's more. I'm probably gonna make some people mad. All right, so I remember the first comic, Luke Cage comic that I saw, and he's in this yellow shirt and he's got chains on, and it pissed me off immediately. I was like, why is it? And then the backstory, he was in jail and this and that. I was just like, why is this what we get? And no, no diss to Luke Cage. He turned around, he did all things, yay. But it just pissed me off that this was the narrative that we were fed.
Okay.
Way.
So yeah.
On principle.
Yeah. No, I'm here for it. Okay, great. So the next one is Eartha Kitt Catwoman or Halle Berry Catwoman?
Eartha Kitt.
Yeah. I always ask a question, but Eartha Kitt gets 90% of the votes. I think only one person has ever seen Halle Berry.
I mean, Halle Berry, let me just say, Eartha Kitt set a standard. And that I think deserves to be recognized. I remember watching, Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. She set the standard for what a crazy woman was. You know what I mean? Like, I remember seeing Tandy Newton in Beloved and thought, that is the standard of a reincarnated ghost.
Yeah.
Standard. If you want to do that, you need to look at her performance. Yeah. Because she took it to another level. And that is what Eartha Kitt did. If you want to play Catwoman, you need to look at that Catwoman. And everybody else can try, but if you're looking, that is where you start. That is where you start, is with Eartha Kitt. So, yes. Yeah, it's about 7.
Agreed. And yeah, she definitely seemed like she was born for the Catwoman purse, so agreed.
Yes.
Shuri or Okoye?
That's impossible. That's impossible. Maybe because I'm older, I want to say Okoye. Just because I feel like, particularly in the last movie, and I'm not trying to give anything away, there is a wisdom to her that Shuri still needs to find. And she doesn't have it yet, and it's okay because she's young on her journey. Okoye is not. Right. And I respect all the scars that she has earned. So Okoye.
Agreed. I'll read some of the comments. So C Espresso. The first I saw was Power Man and Iron Fist. I think that's the first appearance
Yeah,
of Luke Cage.
yeah, I didn't.
Luke Cage. Uh-huh.
I said, yeah, I didn't see that one. I saw the one with the cover. Yeah.
And then Hobbs' comment says Luke Cage was a white narrative of Black people.
Yes.
And Timothy Nolan says Eartha Kitt Catwoman all the way. So,
Yeah.
and then C Espresso also says Okoye. So, okay, this will be the last one. Janelle Monáe or Erykah Badu?
Erykah Badu.
Oh, okay. I mean, I never answer the question. I'm like, how do you choose?
I agree.
Why?
But Erykah Badu was formative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember I was, you know, in my 20s or late teens or something like that with her first album. And she's just a whole vibe. Again, she's sort of foundational. I don't know if there would be a Janelle Monáe in the way there is without an Erykah Badu. You know, and I tend to, and that is no diss at all. But, you know, it's like, I'm just going to say, it's like, you know, N.K. Jemisin or Octavia Butler. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's like, N.K. Jemisin is her whole world of awesomeness. And she stands on the shoulders of Octavia Butler, like we all do. Everybody understands that. So it's really not an either or. It's just, I tend to go back to the source. And I think,
right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. No, I 100% agree with that. So before we sign off, I'll read some of the comments. So the first Russian film says, that's really good. There's a really good deleted scene from Black Panther World of Wakanda about Okoye speaking with her father and her wisdom experience. I didn't know that. So I'm going to have to, I guess I'm going to have to get this, DVD and get a DVD player to like watch these deleted scenes or something like that. And then C Espresso says, that was easy. Of course, it's the Baduisms. Okay. Apparently it's an easy question.
But if you were there, you understand like what a pivotal moment that was. She defined a lane for herself. And not that she was the first one. There were women, Black women define, I mean, that's all we do is define lanes. But she really encapsulated a moment and continues to do that in innovative ways.
100%. 100%. So she was a force. She is neo soul, and then dad isn't a noun. I think I'm reading that right. Do you know that Angela Bassett was the studio's first choice to play Storm in the 2000 X-Men? I did not know that.
I did not know that, and you know,
it would have been a very
that would have been wonderful. That would have been wonderful. But I don't know that they were ready. I mean, when I think about that cast, to be honest, I don't know if they could have kept up. So, and not that cast was bad. I'm just saying, when you have Angela Bassett in the room, like everybody else has to come up.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Somebody offered up a this or that. Aretha Franklin or Patti LaBelle, don't fight. They're both amazing.
Exactly. Like, what are we talking about here? Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that is.
James Cameron was the original director of X-Men. Well, they dodged a bullet, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember who did the 2001. Was that Bryan Singer? I don't know.
That's
I'm a fan.
That's outside of my lane of expertise. I mean, I could go bring, but I was like, I couldn't.
This is that Maya Angelou or oh my God. Well, okay. See, and that's you know what? But I feel you, Espresso. But see, here's the thing about that. There wouldn't be an Amanda Gorman without a Maya Angelou. So it's like, and Amanda's just starting her journey of untold awesomeness. And she will continue to go on, and she will become the standard that allows the next iteration of her to exist. And that's the beauty of it. It's everybody building. You know what I mean? So you don't compare yourself to the person whose shoulders you're standing on.
100%. 100%. Wow, I appreciate the engagement tonight.
Thank you,
So,
everybody. Oh gosh, let me tell
yeah.
you.
Back when Cameron was going to originally write and direct Spider-Man before Remy took over. Okay, so lots of fun facts. We could go on all night, but we can't. If you want more, this is just a sneak peek. Register for Virtuous Con. It's literally only $10. Bring your bestie. Tell your friends. I will be there. This is so amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
No, like for real, thank you. So.
No, it's, it's just, I always love it when we get a chance to talk, and it's very rare that we get a chance to talk because we're both crazy busy. But I absolutely love it. I'm so honored that you asked me. And the last thing I need to mention before we go is everybody. Sistah Scifi is the official bookstore of Virtuous Con. So go to sistahscifi.com/virtuouscon and go get the books of the amazing authors that are going to be at our convention. Thank you so much for doing that.
Oh, my pleasure. And if you see a title that you want to get and it's not on the site, just chat us in on the website, or you can hit us up on any of the DMs or shoot us an email and we'll get that to you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's wonderful to see you. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Hope to see you at Virtuous Con. I'll be running around like a chicken with my head cut off virtually. But yeah, you might run into me. Like literally, you can actually run into people at Virtuous Con.
Yes. I'm excited. Okay. Bye.